Hi, myself Apurva Jyoti. Today we are going to learn 6th class lesson theme 1, chapter number 5, Penugolu, a village on hills. So, we all know that Telangana is a part of Deccan Plateau and it is marked by Eastern Ghats on one corner. Eastern Ghats are located on eastern border of Jaishankar district. You can see the picture, you can see the map which I have posted here, the green colored shaded part. In that you can see Jaishankar district, which the Eastern Ghats are located. Most and now coming to the other point, most people living on this hilly region belongs to tribal community, and there are different types of tribal communities here. Mostly they are Savana, Kondedora, Gadaba, Konda, Mannedora, Mukkadora, and Koya. These are the different types of tribal communities. When you can see the picture of different tribal community shown here, then they follow a different unique type of culture. They have, as we have different cultures coming to our families, different families have different customs, traditions, and these people also have a different type of cultural heritage. They depend on collection of forest produce and hunting. The most occupation of them is hunting, and they depend on forest produce. Though this tribal have very vast, very good knowledge about the forest, they are facing lot of problems. Let us learn. Let us learn what are those problems they are facing these days. So, coming to location of Penugolu, you can see the map here, and this is a Telangana map. Penugolu is in Mulugu district, where you can see with the different color shaded beside Jaishankar district. And in this Mulugu district, Penugolu is in Vajeb Mandal, which is 20 kilometers from Vajeb Mandal. Penugolu is 20 kilometers far from Vajeb Mandal. Penugolu lies on the hills that are on the bank of the river Godavari. If you see the picture or the map which I have posted up there, a blue color line which is indicating river Godavari. There you can see Penugolu river. Penugolu lies to that of river Godavari. Tribal community that live in Penugolu are Koyas. Mostly the tribal community which are living in this Penugolu village are Koyas. Meaning of Koyas is nothing but a good person living on hills. It's a good natured person. Now, when coming to agriculture in Penugolu, the farmlands are scattered across the hills and mostly located on the slides. As you can see the picture there, when you see the farms in our normal villages, you can see them side to side in a level line. But here in this Penugolu village, it's a little bit different one, where you can see the farming lands scattered. Meaning of scattered is found in different locations. As we see in our villages, all the fields will be at one place, but here it is different. They are scattered, they are found in different places, different locations, and that too on the slides. On the slides, hilly slides, they are being located. And type of soil. Here, type of soil available is red soil, and that is not very fertile, means not that much good for growing. Techniques of growing crops. As we all know that different farmers have their own unique way, or they have a way of growing crops. They use their own way of technique for growing crops, right? So here also this Penugolu village, in this village they use a different technique to grow crops. That is, Koya people who are living in this village grow crops using a different technique called Podu. Podu is nothing but shifting agriculture or zoom cultivation. Means they shift the cultivation, they shift the agriculture process from one land to another every year. Suppose if they are growing in a particular area for this year, the next for the next crop or for the next year, they shift the agriculture land from that area to the other area. That is nothing but they shift the agriculture land from year to year, and this rotational process goes on continue. And in Penugolu village, koyas begin to grow podu in November. This is because in this month the rainy season ends there. So they start growing the cultivation from that season. That is from December to April or May, they start clearing the lands which they used or which others used, and they dry up the leaves or the branches or the stems which are there. They leave that all those on that land and they let them dry there for those months, and by May they start burning those leaves, dried leaves, stems, branches, and all. Why do they do this? Because those dried leaves, branches, they make the land fertile, and by month of June, that is when the kharif season, monsoon season starts, they start dripping, they start like sowing the seeds with the help of their hand, that is by digging. They by digging using the sticks and all, they start plowing. You can see the picture there, the other picture. They are sowing the seeds using sticks and all. They do not use any type of machine or any tool except stick for plowing. They do not use even the plow, or they do not use any fertilizers to grow the crops. You can see the picture there. They are sowing the seeds by digging. Now, coming to this, nowadays the crop which they are growing there is not sufficient even to their families, because in the olden days they used to get 2 to 2.5 acres of land for their cultivation, and they used to grow more crop, good quality and quantity of crop they used to have. But now, as the families are growing, they are distributing the crop or the land, and that is becoming insufficient for the families who are living there, because when they are distributing the land, hardly they get 1 or 1.5 acre for a family, and that which is not sufficient for them even for the family, because they grow. In order to get sufficient money, they have to sell that in the santas or the markets nearby. So now coming to main crops of Penugolu are, here in Penugolu village, the main crops are jawar, maize, tubers, millets, that is chirudanyalu, sesams, pulses like red and green gram. If you can see the picture there, red and green gram, maize, jowar, tubers like potato and all, millets like korrelu, samelu, arikelu. They grow mixed crop without irrigation. Yes, here in this village they grow a mixed crop, different variety of crop combinedly they grow, and that too without irrigation. These agriculture lands are close to forest. Yes, these agriculture lands are very close to forest, And there is a small disadvantage of this is that as they are very close to the forest, the animals are and different kinds of birds, they come and they disturb or they destroy the fields or the agriculture crops. This is a main disadvantage there which they are facing. Average yield of jowar is 250 kgs per 1 acre of podu field. So averagely they get 250 kgs per 1 acre. As we have discussed that nowadays their families are growing and they are distributing the land among themselves, and duration is becoming very less. The soil is losing its fertility and means that good qualityness, so that is resulting to less crop, low crop means less quantity of crop due to that distribution. Now coming to vegetable garden in the backyard. Yes, if you see in your village, you will be able to see different types of vegetables growing in their home, means near to the side of their home. They leave the space and they start growing their own farm there. Like same way, these people also create a small space or they arrange a small garden type in their backyard of their kitchen or backside of their house, like this, constructing fence or wooden sticks, and in that in within that boundaries they sow different vegetables, fruits and different pulses, and even the creepers also they grow, like pumpkin, cucumber and all. And not only this, in their backyards and in their village or in their house they rear different types of animals like cattle, sheep, goat. They use their own vegetables which they are growing in their kitchen backyard, and these type of vegetables and all grows there, like onions, tomatoes, and chilies and all. They grow their own vegetables and they use for them. Now minor forest produce. Now coming to minor forest produce, they depend on hunting and collection of forest produce like grains, fruits, honey, bamboo and medicinal plants. Yes, we all know that tribal people depend mainly on forest produce and their main occupation is hunting, right? Now they depend on forest to produce like honey, bamboo. You can see the trees there. By cutting them, they sell or they give those to the they sell those bamboo under the guidance of the government. They cut and they give to the government, and you can see their forest, like grains, different types of food grains they grow, fruits, honey. Through honeybee they collect the honey from the honey net, bamboos and medicinal plants. Different types of medicine which we take in our own are been obtained from the forest produce only, forest plants only. So we take medicines, but here in this village people are going to use natural medicine, like from the plants, whatever the medicine they get, different kinds of leaves they cut. If they have any wound or any fever, they consume those things naturally. Now drinking water. See, in order to grow crops or for livelihood, we need water. We get different water through different sources like bore wells or like drinking water and all. But for them, they do not dig any bore wells or they do not put any pipelines and all. People use natural springs that provide drinking water, like natural streams which they get in that hilly region. They use that water which you can see, those are very natural and very like natural. As they are occurring through nature, they are very natural. They consume that water, they intake that water, but it is very hard for them because this natural stream will be available throughout the year, but there is a problem for them. During the summer months, they get dried away very easily. So in order to get these natural stream water also, it takes 30 minutes walk. They need to walk for 30 minutes to fetch the water from that natural stream, and this way they work hard for getting that drinking water. Main occupation, men mostly. So the main occupation for this tribal people or Koya people is men. Who they are, they'll be going for the agriculture process and for hunting and all. Women who are at home, they'll be weaving baskets using bamboo leaves and all, and like small collecting fruits, vegetables from the forest. These things, along with the children, they go and they collect forest produce. So as we all know that our occupation nowadays is like doctor, teacher, lawyer and all, but they mostly depend on agriculture, basket making, windows, and bamboo collection of bamboo sticks and all. Houses and habitation. So we live, when we see our houses, they are made of bricks and all, but here for them, they live in mud houses mostly. Their houses are built by mud and bamboo sticks, as you can see there in the picture. Now coming to customs, as we have different customs, traditions and all, they also have their unique custom. As we all know that they worship stone idol, means the idol which is made of stone, they worship that stone idol. And also round shaped dried bottle gourd, like dried bottle gourd will be there, no, that vegetable of that they'll be worshipping as their goddess. And they treat tamarind tree as goddess Mutyalamma, means they treat that tree as goddess, as we treat neem, tulsi, these type of trees as goddess, and we worship them, right? In the same way, they also treat a tree, tamarind tree, as goddess and Mutyalamma, and she is a main deity for them. They give lot of importance and worship a lot for her. Now, future of Koyas. They follow the same pattern of agriculture, that is shifting Podu agriculture. They are following that from ancient times, and schools, colleges, hospitals are in Vajed Mandal, which is and the headquarter is 20 kilometers away from the Penugolu village. So like different schools like Girijana schools or hospital should be located in the nearby village, and many facilities should be given to them. Thank you.